here. It's almost the end of 2020. I mean, and we survived. It's just hilarious to think back on our year. And we're in, Caitlin, your house. I mean, remind me when you pulled the permit?
We pulled the first permit in Newport Beach on January 2nd, 2020. The very first one.
That's
Our
wild.
permit number was X0001.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that 10 months later, here we are, and it's completed, and we've had 4 offers on the house already. We're in escrow over asking before we ever put it on the market.
Who would have thought?
Nobody would have thought.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
I know, I remember I wrote my offer on my house on January 1st, got an escrow closed mid-February, got it at March 1st, and I remember all of those months that I was like calling you saying, oh my gosh, what have I done? And I remember you telling me, buy everything, everything's gonna be sold out. Just crazy because in January, everything, we had made our goals and we were like, we're gonna crush 2020. And we met with Angie Wisdom and setting all that up, and everybody was so excited and so, ready for 2020. But then come February, I remember talking to you, Nada, you were like, get your toilet paper, get your meat.
Yep, it was before it got really crazy, and I told you guys it's coming.
I thought you were crazy.
You thought I was crazy.
Thought you were crazy.
I said, be prepared. Our kids are not going to go back to school.
That
You guys
alone,
thought I was
that alone,
crazy
yeah.
Yeah, my
again.
ears perked up on that
Yep,
one.
I bought all my toilet paper, meats,
Yeah, we thought you
frozen
were
goods.
crazy.
I'm still good. I still have plenty. So.
I know we were just crushing it, cruising into March, and then I remember being on vacation with my kids, and you, Raquel, calling me saying, like, our photographer didn't want to go into the house. It was mid-March, the lockdown hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, my clients called me in late February and asked if I could sell it in like 30 days. And there was a tenant in the property, so our photographer, Tim, was uncomfortable going inside because the tenant was home and she didn't want to leave. She didn't really want anybody in the house, so that was tricky to navigate, but we got a few shots. We did the best we could. We actually had an open house 2 days later, and thank goodness we got a full price offer at that time because I don't think another open house would have happened. The
It shut down,
so
right?
scared.
Right after.
Yeah, right after. Again, this was early March, so we opened escrow, and then the industry as a whole was trying to figure out how to navigate this. We rolled out the PED forms that you have to get signed before every showing. The appraiser wasn't even going inside the house. They were only appraising the outside, and then the best part was that the buyer thought she was going to lose her job. I was telling you that. She didn't want to remove her contingency till like the last day of
Right.
escrow, which my sellers weren't thrilled about, but we were able to keep it all together somehow. But that really was a wild ride for me.
Wild ride. I remember the stock market. It was like first Black Friday, then Black Monday, then, oil dropping to zero. And Jen had this deal in escrow. Well, I'm going to be honest. It is the biggest doozy I've had in almost 20 years of real estate.
Which
I mean,
for a new one like me, it's not what you want to hear from someone that's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because I've never experienced this before. So yeah, we had a house listing that was moving along smoothly. We had put it into escrow. Everything was great. We were, removed contingencies. Everything was moving along. And then we get the call from the agent saying, you know what, our buyers are going to walk. And we said, well, you have almost a, $90,000 deposit. And they said they're going to walk, or you guys could reduce your price by $1 million. And I kind of looked at Annie and I thought, well, does that happen? No, that's not happening.
yeah, we're not in the business of keeping $90,000 deposits
Yeah.
5 days before escrow closes or taking $1 million off a purchase price.
It was a pretty crazy moment, and so that phone call to our clients, who are also dear friends of mine, was not one of my best days. I think that for me was when it really became very clear that this was a pretty serious situation. Listen, Nada. We were actually in escrow on their next property, and those listing agents told us that we had 48 hours literally to get our current, situation back up and running. So I started crying and kind of had a moment, and Annie called me and said, okay, you got about 10 minutes, you can cry, and then we gotta call these agents. So we took a list of about 200 local agents, called, texted, just literally dialed for dollars.
Yeah.
And we actually got it back into escrow, I think the next day, with another Compass agent. And her client was from North Carolina, sight unseen. She put an offer in and we moved forward. And we closed on both properties, and it ended up being a success. But I'll never forget when the buyer from North Carolina was finally coming over to see the house. We went to go meet her, and I'll never forget when she told us when she got there that it was a little unsettling for her, extremely unsettling really, that she was the only one on the flight on the whole plane, and it was like a 747 airplane.
So crazy.
That really put it in perspective for me, especially at that time, because we hadn't really gone out of the state or traveled, and to hear that was pretty terrifying.
I feel like that was the start too, because since then we've done so many deals sight unseen.
And I think right after that we turned essential, or right in that time.
Yep.
And that's when I think things that we started to see the market really
pick up
a lot.
Probably like what I feel like starting in mid-May, we started just seeing. We never thought that what they say it would be a deep V recovery, and we had a little bit of a V, that hiccup where people were walking, and then all of a sudden it's like launched. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
what 10% frenzy, average 10% up. I want to say since it was January. So. Just to see that. And construction prices were crazy during all of this.
Oh my gosh, they skyrocketed. Just the cost of lumber itself went up 130% since March 2020. And starts of new construction went up 17% since COVID. So, I mean, all those do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah.
That just increased the demand for all these materials. So we got a lot of material delays. That's why I was telling you to order all of your appliances, all of your tile, everything. I think that was February.
And I was so thankful for you during this time, because I had sold my house, bought my new house, moved into a crappy rental. I remember thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. There's no outdoor space, but we'll be out at the pool. We'll be at the beach. We'll be doing all of this stuff. And then school shuts down. I'm in this rental. No home, and you gave me the best advice. You said order everything because it's going to be back ordered, because I couldn't imagine if I didn't do that, especially the stress of saying, are we going to make it through? I felt like at that time we were really in it with our clients at the same time, thinking, how is this going to affect my business? Am I going to have my home? Because they said we're all in this together, but really everyone was having their own unique experiences.
Right, well, and then right when the shutdown happened, construction didn't know if they were essential for the first, couple days.
Yeah.
And so I remember we were finishing up a house in the Castaways, and all that was left before we got finalized was the pool. And the pool contractor would not come in because he said he didn't know, are we essential or not? Mm-hmm. And Taylor was in there plastering the pool himself to make sure that the homeowners could move in.
So
the
they
next
had
day.
a home.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really what they said. And during all of that, I remember, Nada, you got that listing on Windward. You're like, it's a slam dunk.
It should have been a
It
slam.
should have been a slam dunk. It was 5 escrows we fell out of, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've got a great lot value. Someone can come in and build their own custom home, which is so sought after in Dover. And then it was appraising for our asking price, so it wasn't an appraisal issue, it wasn't a value issue, it was a construction cost issue. And so it was a little uneasy. It should have been a slam dunk.
But you thinking out of the box, you're
Yep.
like,
yeah,
you know
we
what I
had
mean?
a great couple that wanted to buy it. They wrote an offer. They were too going to back out because the numbers weren't penciling out for them with construction prices increasing so drastically and so quickly. And we got creative. We just, let them put a loan on it. Initially, they were going to be all cash, and they were so thankful that we were willing to let them change in the middle of the process. And with interest rates in the 2% on a 10-year fix, it's doable, and it's like free money. So they were able to keep their liquid cash assets during a pandemic and not, completely deplete them on a new home, and able to build their dream home. So I'm excited for them.
Yeah. I think through so much of this, it's like there was unknown, right? So we didn't know, are we essential? Then we're essential. Are we going to slow down? Are we busy? Then we're so crazy busy, right? We're just
can't
running
find
around.
anything.
Yeah,
Buyers,
and no
and
inventory.
there's no inventory,
More
so it
inventory,
went
and
to-
just trying to keep it fresh and positive. I remember we couldn't see each other. The office is shut down and saying, what can we do, right? So Caitlin, our queen of TikTok, saying, keep the spirit alive. Let's do this TikTok. Let's get on a virtual happy hour Zoom. I remember being so excited to see your guys' faces. And don't you feel like it's just been, being there for our clients, the good, the bad, the stressful.
Yeah,
now more than ever. If we can get through this,
Right.
you can get through anything. I mean, I think we crushed we had a goal for the year, and I think we knocked that out of the park in July. We had already exceeded that. And then so we brought you on, Madison, which was just amazing.
Yeah, so I think I joined the team like right about September, getting towards the end of summer, but you guys were back to like jamming and super busy because I think you had mentioned like who was to expect that real estate was what was going to kind of help pull us all out of the pandemic and get the economy going again, and the industry blew up. And so as you guys got a little busier and saw room for expanding, I was lucky enough to get to join this team and help grow you into 2021 and beyond, and finally put a bow on this year. And
Finally.
Yeah, I love the extra bow, actually, is expanding to Coto Maritza. We're just so excited to have you going into 2021.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be down south helping you guys out.
Yeah,
Welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team, I know. I mean, looking back with you and your family, what was like the craziest thing or, the biggest blessing?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I think looking back, it was a blessing in disguise just because we got to have some downtime with our kids, but it also gave me time to plan for 2021, and I just feel way more prepared than I think now in 2020. I feel like we can survive that. We can survive everything, right?
Right? Yeah, I saw this meme that was like, this is the new Elf on the Shelf for 2020,
Like,
and it was
what's
Chucky. And I'm like,
so creepy.
a lot of us are
So
moms
bad.
are like, I got Chucky.
Yeah.
We got this. We're good.
We can do it.
We can do it. Right? Well, I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you every day. I mean, truly, I think this group of women got me through this year. And I'm just so proud of us and just honored that our clients through all of this trusted us. And I mean, excuse my French, we're badasses.